guess I have to actually stop playing music since I'm streaming. I guess I'll finish the Joe Budden podcast. I'm streaming
she understands, like, I mean, and with no disrespect,
basically because
she can say to stop me from, like, putting
I need to
music how I want to.
focus on something.
There's only like a few people that can tell me, nah, don't do that, and I have to listen. You know what I mean? And I've earned that right. There's a lot of niggas out here that have to put this shit out and put that out. I'm not one of them niggas. I'm still cutting my own vocals. I mix it up.
I do that. I was going to ask you.
I didn't know that. That's fine.
Because you started as an engineer, right?
Yes, sir. Yep.
That's pretty interesting.
Wow.
Huh? No, there's not very many people that go from engineer to artist. Like, there's a lot of artists that record their own shit, mix their own shit even, but to go from an engineer for Tyrese.
Parts, what you're talking about is like a really credible conversation to have with an artist.
Yeah.
We're just trying to get into his wife and her.
So I was going to lead into it. Do you do the shit at the crib?
Yeah, basically.
So she's like in the next room while you're...
Yeah. I cut this on a 13-inch MacBook Pro.
Okay.
Most of the album is.
Wow.
Yeah, sometimes I went to like studio. We were working out at Windmark and shit like that. But
right.
For the most part, on my laptop.
Wow.
Most of these mixers. Yeah.
Wow. That's dope.
I be pulling up the studios and they don't got the plugins I got on my shit though, because I spend my care about this shit. So,
yeah.
Like I be having everything I need right in my little fucking setup.
Same.
So I'm interested in that. I'm interested in what you just said, because as an artist, there's been plenty of times I've wanted to say to a woman, hey, you come second. But it sounds away. It does sound harsh. But when it comes to your career and your passion, where there being like you just said, like this is the mandate.
That's cool.
This is not another option. I know it sounds cold and heartless. How do you relay that cool?
Man, I mean, it's not one conversation, I'll tell you that. It's not like we sat down and had this one conversation and she was like, cool, and I was like, cool. And it's just probably like years and years of us going through different conversations and trying to see things from each other's perspective, all kind of dumbass shit, arguing, a lot of arguing. But, I mean, my wife is, she's a smart lady, and she knows that, you know, like, I'm kind of stubborn as fuck, like, so I'm gonna do what I want at the end of the day a lot of times, you know, so there's a way to go about, like, leading me in the right direction. I'm a bull, so you can still lead me, you know what I mean? I want to ram into some shit sometimes, but, you know, there's ways to, like, get me down the right path, and she does a great job with that.
How do you find the time to create, like, if you live together and you record and create at the crib, like, does she just leave you alone?
And I put it in a bun. And I put it in a bun. I got my eggs back.
Sure, is she like work her job or something? You just do it while she's gone?
Yeah, she's usually at work during the day, so I do that. Or I mean, I got my own little space and I'm quiet. I keep to myself, put on headphones and I'm away.
Okay.
That's the thing. Marry somebody that gets up and goes to work every day.
It's nice.
She actually just quit her job. Low-key.
What?
She just quit her job like 4 or 5 days ago.
So we're not gonna get another album.
It's on now. It's on now.
So your last album was Pressing return. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm here today to do. Nah. But she deserves it, man. I think, you know, a lot of people don't see behind the scenes and what people actually go through. You know, she would be sleeping on the floor. You know what I mean? When I was throwing shows at the same place we were sleeping at. You know what I mean? And like, she seen me at my lowest.
So you've been together for a while.
Long time.
That's dope.
So what's your lowest? Salute to that.
Oh man, sleeping on the floor, same place we throwing shows in a room.
Oh, not every artist sleeps on the floor. Knock it off.
Yeah, nah. But
It was lower than that.
It was lower. Come on, give it to me. Us breaking up was a horrible part. Before we got married, we had some time apart.
Don't you communicate more cool points?
Nah.
You're alone.
I say that was the lowest because she was still working a job, but it still wasn't enough to maintain what we needed. You know what I mean? I needed to work.
Right.
And I was like, nah, I want to do this music thing, which was great. You know, in hindsight, it was a great thing that I stayed dedicated and shit like that. But eventually, I had to get a job. I ended up working at Guitar Center for like 2 years before I got signed to TDE. But before that, we were broke as fuck.
I did similar.
You know what I mean? So, you know, it's always ups and downs to this shit, and she stuck around through all that shit, so, you know what I mean?
All right, so tell me about that part. You were at Guitar Center.
Yeah.
And then who came in?
Dave Freed from TDE.
Dave?
To the Guitar Center. No. He actually found me on SoundCloud. Some little bop he was with was listening to me on SoundCloud. He asked who I was. I was on the Bread Century at the time. I was chilling at the house, and he was at Windmark in Santa Monica.
This nigga look too old for your story.
Why? What you mean?
You're not supposed to have a. I feel like the sound I got found on SoundCloud stories like
Yeah,
reserved
dog,
for like the teeny boppers.
I promise
You got a whole ass mustache.
Nah, but
He ain't got no SoundCloud mustache. You got the fucking Lenny Williams mustache.
That's the AOL mustache, y'all. Don't worry about that. All right.
Got a tattoo near his face.
Shit, I started doing music when I was like 23. So you know, I might not be that young, but I do remember going through the SoundCloud stage like everybody else.
Right.
And like fucking Selection found me on SoundCloud. Joe Cannon found me on SoundCloud. That's why I fuck with them. And like, you know, I put my music up everywhere. I was on fucking Bandcamp.
Got to.
Putting that shit on Facebook back in the day when I fucking started putting that shit out. Like everywhere anybody could hear that shit, I was putting it out.
That's how you have it.
And yeah, SoundCloud was the best bet. It worked. And I thank God for those guys. So
No,
No doubt.
I get
it's
it.
funny though. Fuck what's that?
Y'all got something before I monopolize this interview?
No, go ahead. Monopolize away.
Monopolize.
Okay, so you get your break, and what I remember, or the trend from a few TDE artists has been, and TDE, if you're listening, you know I love you guys, y'all my guys, but they seem to do really well with frustrated artists. We see some public frustration, then we don't see it anymore, and then we just see like a multi-platinum album. Later on, like, oh, let's see why the strike disappeared.
Most people say, yo, my shit's never coming out. So, all right, well, it's number one in the world tomorrow.
Yeah. Have you dealt with some of the frustrations that some of your peers maybe have dealt with?
Yes and no. I don't think I was very public about it, but I mean, I definitely went through it, and I think the solution for me was just writing more songs and staying in the studio, because that's always like my piece anyway. I'm a studio rat, obviously. So, I mean, there was a time where I definitely felt like I had an album and nobody else agreed with me. You know what I mean? And, you know, that album had a name, and it didn't come out, you know what I mean? And I've done
Growing pains.
Yeah, for sure. And like, dog, I had like a full project with Ninth Wonder sitting on the shelf, like, and it'll probably never see the light of day, and it's amazing, and I love it, but you know what I mean? It just
Can I
wasn't
buy
the
it
time
from
for
you?
it. I'll tell you that.
Text me now.
Whoa.
Send me those files.
Shout out to Ninth Wonder. He already know, man. Shout out to him. Yeah, man, like, I definitely went through it, man. I got tons of music that's sitting on the shelf that I'm still trying to figure out what to do with, and I still believe in it. Might not be on this album, but it can work for another album, or it can work for somebody else, or, you know what I mean? I'm that type of musician, so.
Oh, knock it off. You no. So you one of the niggas that's part of the new take my time releasing music wave. Like,
He's put out a lot of projects.
I'm a workhorse, dog.
Yeah.
I got a long-lived Dilla project. I got a motherfucking 2 mixtapes in between November. I got a fucking 7 Sundays that I dropped in a boutique label out of Portland. I got a 21-song mixtape called Wooden Voodoo. That was my first project.
Yeah, like 2 or 3
It's got shit
EPs,
songs
right?
on it, but it's long as fuck, and I cut all in vocals. So, like, yeah, I'm a workhorse, bro. And I write for other people, all kind of shit. I was on Jill Scott's last album. I wrote the song, Gold. Fucking, like, I do as much work as I can with my people, my brothers and shit like that. My brother's a rapper. He also is a Spanish teacher, and he plays piano. He's fucking amazing. Like, my whole family does music, so, you know, I try to stay as involved as possible, as busy as I am. Like, you know what I mean? I try to, like, feature on songs and get in and show up, and you know what I mean? It's a lot, but it's worth it at the end of the day. So, nah, I'm not like these other niggas, man. I tell you that, Joe. It's good to meet you, man. I'm sorry.
You worked with Anita Baker.
Yeah, dog, I had some crazy times. Crazy times, man.
Do you feel like it's easier to get on now as an artist, or like, say, like 15 years old?
It's a different game, man, but no, it's the same game. You know what I mean? It's different artists and it's different looks, but it's the same manager niggas, it's the same record labels, it's the same contracts, it's the same.
I mean, as far as like getting your shit, because you said he found you on SoundCloud.
No, that was God. That was God. Something like that was out of my control. It was out of Dave's control. It was just something that happened. That was set up, and we didn't do that.
So you're still fly with Sabrina Claudio.
Oh, this is gonna take a lot more than I had like that.
Nah, I love Sabrina. She's amazing, man. She's a dope artist.
I know it is.
Thanks to you. You weren't deterred by any of that.
Man, I to keep it all the way 100, I don't really be paying attention enough because I didn't really know what it was about.
Yep.
It was
Good lord.
a situation where I had to decide. You know what I mean? So, and
That was after the record was done. Sorry.
yeah,
Release that album.
That was an easier
And that was after he had that smooth ass melody.
Yeah, that's like, and not just that. Do you back down? Am I a bitch ass nigga? Am I gonna back down and let this record go to waste? No, not this song. This song is already 4 years old. I'd already been a bitch ass nigga before I not put it out. It was supposed to be on November.
Oh shit.
So, like, was I gonna hold off again?
No, you could have done what R&B niggas do and just replaced the R&B singer with another R&B singer.
Man, you guys be surprised how many people I've reached out to. You know what I mean? Trying to get features and shit like that. Well, I mean,
I would not be surprised.
Well, that's that.
This is a dirty, nasty game full of fuckity fucks.
I already know. So, you know what I mean? I appreciate Sabrina because she was willing and she delivered in a way that I couldn't deny it no matter what I wanted to. You know, so.
Yeah, I'm glad you let
That's just what it's but, you know what I mean? It doesn't take away from the fact that I still love my queen. And I show that in everything I do, man, on my videos.
Absolutely.
Well represented. So,
Absolutely.
You know.
Who do you hate? Like, what R&B do you hate?
I mean, I don't hate nobody in particular, man. I think to each his own.
Who do you think is diluting the game?
There's a lot of cats, man. I can tell you who I like. How about that? I fuck with Chris Brown.
That's
a lot of positivity.
Sir, that's a whole different question.
You don't
That's a whole
I'll tell you who I like.
I don't care who you like.
Yeah, man.
All right, you can tell me who you like first. Come on, let's water it down a
All right,
little
man.
bit.
So,
CB.
yeah, CB. I like CB, man.
We all like CB, sir.
Yeah, his project is dope. Not for real. He's really putting in work.
Hey, info you can only find here on the
Who
JBB.
y'all not like? Who do you hate in R&B right now?
question?
In R&B.
Because I was gonna ask you about the new wave of R&B. In my opinion, kind of towering over hip hop as far as revamping the entire sound. So I'm kind of on the new wave of R&B. There's very few people I hate.
Yeah, as am I. It's a lot of good R&B. It's a lot of good R&B. Lucky Day's killing shit.
Yeah, I love Lucky on this
Aaron Ray.
Aaron Ray is fire.
Smino is like. I want to call him R&B so bad, but I think he's a rapper. But
Smino's a rapper.
He's amazing. Just let's put it like that. I fuck with Smino.
Everybody relax. We don't have this successful little podcast because we fuck with everybody.
I know Smino, I fuck with.
Now, sir, I don't know. Me, I'm with Rory. I'm on the R&B wave. I'm waving my R&B flag, and there's not much R&B that I dislike. Right. But I have to be a contrarian. So, is it because the R&B is so amazing and the R&B artists today are so amazing? Or is it because most of the R&B cats today are really good at the soundness and are not brave enough to attempt to change it?
And I can honestly agree with that. And it's not like they're not trying to, but I think it's just what people are telling them is marketable, what they're capable of being, and just,
I think B is a big one.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, capability is everything.
Capability.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not sure a lot of these kids can, like, sing. You know what I'm saying? They can carry a little melody and auto-tune to fix the rest.
Exactly.
I mean, you can tell the difference on who can and who cannot. But I think R&B now is in a space that is not relying on singles the way hip hop is. I think 10 years ago, in like mid 2000s, like Trey Songz era, they were still relying on singles. I don't think R&B is like this. Sir album's phenomenal. There's not the standout single like this is the one we was gonna try to bring to radio and move the album with. R&B singers just putting out albums.
But that has nothing to do with the points I'm making. I agree with it. You're right. I'm still saying the R&B niggas are not attempting to change the sound. Now, Sir is, in my opinion, in a different class because he's one of the people that do the sound like different. But most of these niggas, they're not just freaking things out there. So are they one-trick ponies? Have we gotten lazy with our consumership?
Is that a question? I think that's been the standard. Like, lazy consumers is what
the game thrives off.
Yeah, and that's why like people like me have people say, "Oh, you slept on." It's because consumers are trying to like sit there and fucking process what's going on. They don't get it. You get it because you guys are listening for something. You're listening for me.
Right.
You're listening to find something that's good, relatable, but still like its own thing that's unique. You know what I mean? And the reason I'm able to do that is because I don't give a fuck what nobody thinks about my music. At the end of the day, I do this because it's therapeutic for me. You know what I mean? And it's my shit. And the stories that I'm telling are stories that I know.
No, you're able to do that because you feel like that, and you're blessed enough to be on a subsidiary that moves like that. as well.
No, for sure. And I wasn't this when I first got signed. I'll tell you that for sure. Everything that I am on this album and on November is because I'm where I am, for sure, no question. You know, and you know, like I said, this is all by the grace of God. I'm blessed. I don't say luck. I hate that, but I'm blessed to run into that, you know, situation and to be put where I needed to be. Like, I found out the first day, like, that I came around TDE that J-Rock was my cousin, my auntie Linda, and his uncle King had been married.
Y'all ain't looking like me.
Yeah, but they had been married for 20 years, and J-Rock being my cousin, we just had never, like, sat down and talked about it, you know what I mean? So, what kind of coincidence? It's a crazy coincidence, right? You know what I mean? So, stepped into the room already family, and just, like, walked into a situation where I could learn, and these niggas didn't give a fuck who I was, literally, and still kind of don't. You know what I mean? So,
Where's the timeline with SZA, you, and Zach on the label, signing-wise? In order.
SZA was signed a long time before us. SZA was signed
Stop trying to cause trouble.
right before.
I'm trying to figure out when we get to that label of strictly hip hop, of coming from Schoolboy, Ab-Soul, J-Rock, Kendrick, and being such a focus. And in this day and age, in the 90s, you wouldn't say this was super hardcore, but more of a hardcore rap label than the climate would call for.
Yeah.
Signing as an R&B artist. I'd be a little curious my thought process in going into that.
So I signed in 2014. I think SZA signed like 2012 or 13 or something like that.
12 would make sense, I think.
I think it was 12 right before Z. Z is 12, right?
Yeah.
And then before that, it was Zay in 2011. I remember when that happened because Tunji told me that he had this artist that he was trying to bring around. His name was Isaiah Rashad. I was like, oh shit, what about me? He was like, dude, I'm not going to be able to sign you for 3-4 years. It's funny, he's at RCA right now, which is coincidence.
Killing at RCA.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Tunji and his whole team, man. Normani's killing. I love her. That's like some like pop R&B that I can rock with. Fuck with like Fresh artist.
Yeah, you niggas dig everybody.
Nah.
I like Normani too until whoever is working with her at the label makes her go in there and make all the white people songs.
Nah, I mean, and that's.
I don't think they're going to do that over there.
I hope not, but
I don't think they're going to do that.
But it is putting out white people songs right now.
What is white people songs? Pop.
So that. Come on, you know it, Mom.
You think Waves with Black was a white people song? Because that was her first single.
That definitely wasn't a white person song.
Not even close.
Did it work?
Yeah.
No, it didn't.
So they didn't put Normani on the map as a solo artist. What are you talking about?
It did not put Normani on the map as a solo artist.
Yes, it did.
And if it did, Savon, please pull up numbers to disprove that record is the one that put Normani on the map.
She was known as a part of the group.
That record is not the one that put her on the map. Is she on the map? I'm not saying on the map. She's not on the map as a solo artist.
She is. She's
No, she's not.
She is.
She's way too young
even
for us to
closer
even have that
potential,
conversation.
but she's definitely known
what
for what
Normani
she
is.
Yeah, she's definitely.
Is that what on the map means? Y'all niggas are the ones that make me sound like a hater. I'm not hating Normani, but she's not on the map.
Performing at the VMAs,
She's a known artist. Yeah, like she performed. Yeah,
if you're performing at the VMAs, you're on the map. I don't know what you're talking about right now, Joe.
That's not true. If you perform at the VMAs, your label is trying to push you in your project. That don't mean you're on the map.
It does mean you're on the map.
All right, well, I interpret it differently when people are on the awards. I say, oh shit, you on the map now. That's not what I say. I'm just telling y'all.
No, she's on the map. She is. People know who Normani is.
All right, maybe I'm not. You good.
You play any instruments?
Keys a little bit, bass a little bit. I fuck around. I just love like producing in general. So I always keep like drum kits and shit like that on my hard drive. I go through it a little bit, but I'm whack. I make whack beats. So.
Well, then I have to ask, you recording in your house, because the difference, I could be completely wrong, the difference I heard in Chasing Summer in November, I kind of felt like people might have sent you some beats. And this felt like you was sitting in the studio from scratch and people were playing around what you was writing.
Nah, very much more hands-on with the production on this one. And a lot of that is the musicianship. Like,
so how do you do that in your crib is really my question.
Like, I just sit down. I got the fucking whole setup. I sit down. I have somebody plug up into my Apollo and we rock. Simple.
Right.
Easy.
Oh yeah, your wife is gonna be pissed. She's not working.
You know, he just lives in a bigger crib than we do.
Man, that's my problem right now. I'm looking for a crib.
Yeah.
And that shit is crazy. Like, the fucking, it's a seller's market is what they say.
Yeah.
I'm like, these prices are way too out of hand.
Same here.
For the square footage in Los Angeles, what you trying to buy, these motherfuckers is out here tripping right now. So I'm about to hold on to my bread and just move to like Marina Del Rey or some shit.
Same thing
We
right
chill out
here.
for a couple more
We're in
months.
New York,
just
where
wait.
we know.
Oh yeah.
That's exactly what they're telling me about purchasing a home in New Jersey. They say keep your money in your pocket. It's fucked up out there. You're gonna lose the second you do it. You don't want to lose for 30 years with all this tax bullshit you're doing.
Telling you, dog, shit crazy.
Yes, son.
Yeah, we're fucked.
Anybody had a moment like, yeah, we're not. We're not alone here.
Renting it is.
Yeah, for real. Cool.
So how does an artist, sir, such as yourself, get acclimated to all of this, hey, you have to be put on 30 million different playlists to succeed industry? Because you seem like you're really actually about the quality of music.
Man, I think you just kind of play the game how you play it, man, and hope for the best. I think consistency with anything is the key. So I just try to stay consistent with the music first, and then I got a team behind me that's like really helping me.
I met Big B.
I got Fluffy over there. All my management in place, man. Nah, man, we always like confer to each other and try to like make sure that everything is, right before I step out and start talking. I gotta go do a show. I gotta go do this. I always got help to get me right. So I thank God for that.
You get a tour a lot?
We're touring. It's coming up. I know I ain't been talking about it. Everybody been asking about the tour. It's coming up. I'm gonna announce it soon. It's this year.
Have you toured before?
Yeah.
Okay.
Last year, that was 2018. We left and we went on the road with Miguel. Then we came and we did the championship tour with TDE. Which was great. Yeah. And both of those were full tours, like 38 stops, 36 stops on the first one. And then I ended up doing like Australia, New Zealand, and South Korea with Dot. The last one of his damn tour. So that was fun, man. That was the best time of my life.
So you're comfortable up there on stage?
Yeah, definitely, man. I've had time to like adapt, and I still go out there and get nervous. I think like now it's a different type of nerve, and I love that feeling. The days where I don't feel nervous, I do trash. I do terrible. So I like to feel like, you know what I mean?
Okay, tell me about the days that you're uncomfortable. Tell me about some of the instances in which you've been taken advantage of in this dreadful, horrible industry.
Well, nah, that's the thing. Like with me, it ain't like that. We operate. We operate. And I don't
this guy.
I don't know, like, you know what I mean, like, on no bullshit. But I live my life with respect. I look people in the eyes, shake their fucking hands, and when I talk to them, I let them know what's up. So when it comes down to business, I've never had any issues with anybody that didn't get handled. You know what I mean? So we don't have those issues, and I don't disrespect people.
None before you got in this situation?
Nah, man, I've always been chill, but when it's an issue, it gets handled immediately.
Yo, I am so jealous of these new artists.
I'll give you one. All right, so you know Dre Vidal, right? OG, OG producer. So Andre Harris is like my OG. He put me on. He introduced me to
Andre Harris.
Yeah, that's my nigga, man. That's my OG. So he put me on. And back when I first met him, it was another cat. I'm not gonna say his name because I'm respect the game.
Of course.
He brought me around to Dre, and Dre was like, "Yo, we gotta work, young boy." And I'm like, "Yeah, for sure." They kept coming around. We started working with this artist named Bro Timmy. No, you guys don't know Timmy. Shout out to
Timmy, that's my
guy.
guy.
That's my boy. So, okay, we work and we do like 8 songs. Me and Ro basically got a project ready to go.
Definitely.
Yeah, I'm
one of
dug
the drug
in.
dealers on town.
I'm in. So I'm dug in with this project, man. And the cat that was supposed to be paying me was supposed to be paying me 2 G's for every song that I wrote. Count up 8 songs. That's 16 racks.
Right.
You feel me? So the day when we supposed to get all this pay shit in order, I call Ro. He's like, "Oh yeah, he told me you said you wanted to do this for the love."
Wait, excuse me?
Oh shit, I said his name. Bleep it out.
The love.
Yeah.
No, we can bleep it out.
Yeah.
I wasn't even going to say it. Excuse me. The love. When is an artist ever said that?
Yeah. So
That for the look.
first, straw there was like the biggest straw. So I called him immediately. Second straw.
And said, no, it wasn't for the love.
I don't love you.
No,
Yeah.
didn't hear from him at all. Didn't hear from him for like 3 weeks, and when I did, he was like, "Yeah, man. I mean, I thought we was all just trying to build and blah blah blah." I'm like, "Nah, man, nigga. When I see you, I don't even want no money from you no more, bro. When I see you, like I lost my shit. I lost my shit for weeks, and this nigga, I haven't seen this nigga since, and." Man, it took me a long time to let that go. I think still to this day, if I'm in the wrong type of mood, I might just. But I got way too much to lose to really jump off like that. But that was just a lesson learned.
Chill, Big B, chill.
You know what I mean?
Big B ready to go find a nigga now. Relax, man. Just chill in the kitchen for a little bit.
That's 16 racks I'll never see him, man. Much respect to Rotimi, because I know he probably felt some type of way about that situation, because I was like, ain't nobody had none of these songs, and nothing happened out of that, and it kind of like messed up that whole situation. And me and Ro have seen each other since, and like, you know, we're good, but you know, that was tough, and that was the first time I really went through something like that and couldn't do nothing about it. You know what I mean? So from then on, business has been very like direct. It ain't even no question about none of this no more. And now I'm with people where I gotta look at them and I like, okay. You know, so it changed the game. You know what I mean? And you always gotta pay respect to who you see it.
Of course.
Absolutely. So I definitely pay respect.
All right, so speaking of respect, some of the people that you look up to would be who?
Man, Frank Ocean for sure. I'm a huge. Nah, I tell you why, man. He's a local boy, man. I'm from LA, and I'm particular to anything in the city, man. He grew up in the same section as me, so Frank for sure. Not just because everybody likes Frank Ocean. I don't know Fugazi. Nah, he's talented. He's fucking
you know what's
talented.
funny about that? I just caught myself even after I said that to him. Like, come on, Frank Ocean been overcame, man.
Right.
You gotta give niggas their respect.
And on top of him being amazing, I respect him because of where he's from. You know what I mean?
Right.
And like, I'm a huge Outkast fan. Like, Equipmanized, you know, that's one of my favorite albums of all time for sure. I'm a huge J fan. I still listen to Reasonable Doubt. You know what I mean? I still listen to all of the Blueprints. You know what I mean? I find myself like finding new verses and new things, listening to my favorites. You know what I mean? I'm a James Fauntleroy, like I'm a student of James Fauntleroy. If you guys know anything about songwriting, like that's the guy I was, you know what I mean? Yeah, not like that. And again, the niggas from my section grew up miles from where I grew up from. So just that kind of, you know what I mean? That's who I saw. That 1500 was the example for us when we were still Woodworks back in the day in Inglewood. You know what I mean? So
can you tell us what James Fauntleroy is doing on the earth?
No idea. I don't know. Somewhere making t-shirts on a laser printer.
He put out a song, I think, this week. I just didn't listen to it, but
he did?
I think so.
James Fauntleroy has to stop this foolishness that he's doing.
Yeah, he just needs to put out an album, man. That's all. But I mean, you know, people get deterred. This music industry shit it's not fun.
I just think
everybody look at the fucking, you know, the end all and think we over here having a good up job of time.
Yeah, it's not always
it's
that
not
way.
like that. This is work.
No, I think James Fauntleroy's having a blast with all the millions he made from Justin Timberlake, Bruno Mars, Rihanna.
He's chilling, dog. He be riding around with a driver.
What I think happened was he's one of those artists, and I mean this in a really respectful way. He's really weird. He's not like the fake weirdo. He's a weirdo. So he made all that money, he could chill. Now I think he just wants to play with samurai swords and just put out guitar like licks and be like, yo, this is my career now. So I'm just gonna go write for Bruno and make $1 million, and y'all are never gonna get cocaine Hades again.
Yeah.
If I wrote songs like James Fauntleroy, I would pay for pussy.
Okay. All right.
I would.
I won't deny you that. I won't deny you that.
I won't deny you that.
That's all
That's you. That's just like I'm a blast. Oh, you just like these guys in here, sir.
I'm a blast. Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Yep.
That's how you had to justify it. As if you wrote like James Fauntleroy.
All right, you guys didn't hear it, but Sir and Parks just had a real geeky, intimate moment with each other.
Yeah, we get to
talking about
engineer nerd shit.
Gigabytes,
iOS,
hardware, and software. That's how Parks gets it.
I'm still on old shit, so I was just telling him.
Like the old shit's the dope shit.
Yeah, because you can upgrade it and change it, flip it.
And now the new shit is super new, but it's super expensive, right?
Yeah, and less modular, less fixable.
Sir, are you a millionaire?
No, not yet. It's on the way though. Soon, yeah.
I don't know. You was talking about buying the new
house.
The new, no, that's the house. Fuck the house. The new Mac.
Let's put it like this. I need some write-offs this year.
Hey, hold on, man. I need to hear on for some
I like the last like 4 or 5 years I paid off all my debt, all my tax shit is like handled.
What? Credit score 630?
No, it's going up into the 70s.
Hey, more experience in that now.
I got somebody that can fix all render some services.
That don't work for famous niggas. Your little thing where you get the new social security number.
He's filed taxes before. He can't get a new social.
Yo, that's having nothing to do with her. The first time a nigga called me with that one, yo, you want a new social? Get the new credits? Wait, you're getting off my phone. I'm hanging up.
You like your birthday?
No. I'm cool and all that. That's sick. I would be remiss if I didn't ask.
Don't be remiss, Joe.
Tell us about the features.
These interviews are so horrible with this bullshit. What does remiss mean? I can't even spell it. I just heard a nigga say it and just blurted out on my platform.
Some words just sound good with other shit, so you know they work out. That's your tax guy right there.
Hello, this is Joe Budden live on the JBP.
Oh no. You're not about to put sugar on the podcast. Bye.
Tell us about yourself.
No, all right.
How do you know Joe?
I'm not phone call. I'm not talking.
No, but listen, all I'm saying is, when I call back, answer.
Bye.
Sir, man. Actually, that's a great segue to my next topic. Actually. All right, so listen to this here. Have you heard this song before?
I think so.
First of all, you're not even wavy enough to be on this vibe. Hold up for a second, man. That's the problem.
You could never make it.
No, not married. I hear this whole shit different now. Fuck out of here.
Conversation. Joe, get your bars on.
Sir, man.
It's one of my favorite observations that you've had.
No, you got to start because my baby mom just calls me to go think it's like a son. So you start and I'll pick it up.
All right. So we always talk that women are allowed to have lines like, yo, I'm on my period. Or, yo, I don't really feel like having sex right. Oh, I'm tired. Men don't get that luxury
At all.
Hey, let me rewind before you even get to that part of men's rights. Because we don't. Facts. But way before we even get to acknowledging that, we have to acknowledge that the wide community of women that act like scavengers and heathens in attempts to jump our bones when we're not really there, we're not really in that space with you. We haven't really developed that connection. You haven't gotten to know me. You don't know what I like. You don't know my sign. You don't know what my favorite color is, my favorite restaurant.
Never paid for my nails or my haircut.
Haven't paid for a thing. I mean, this baldy is all on me. Honestly, never bought me kicks.
No.
Never took me shopping. The birthday cake gives me a little trash. I can't say it.
I don't have an Xbox, but didn't give me 2K.
Oh, come on. You're supposed to do it just on the strength. Get us 2K. But we can't say that because then we're gay. And we have to roll with the narrative of men just want to fuck everything moving. But as men know that's not necessarily true. So when this song comes on, I don't think I've heard this type of genius lyricism since Rocket.
Respect, man. I respect.
Because I've been trying to find a way to tell a woman that I can't be in the mood if I can't be my best self, if I can't live my best life, if I can't do the things that put me in my bag that make me feel good. And listen, on a much deeper level of psychology, that is why men cheat. Men cheat because they significant others at home making them feel like the worst nigga in the world, and we have to go out and feel better about ourselves. Well, of course I knew my old squad. We got 3 married men in the room.
I'm letting you get your shit off. As we said earlier, I'm gonna go last, so let me go last.
I got it. But here you were able to word this in such a genius manner. I'm not in the mood if I'm not in my bag.
Now, I'm not even going to take credit for that, though, man. Shout out to Zakari. He's the one that came up with that. He sent me that. And when I heard it, I literally sat there for 6 hours, like, out all of the fucking time.
No, me too.
I was just like, I don't want it.
Me too.
I got bum rushed and, like, that's all the song is about. I be want to sit on the couch sometimes and play fucking Call of Duty until my eyes bleed.
I feel you.
Because I've been working all week.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or I want to work.
Right.
You know what? Do that.
You know what's funny about this instance that you're naming? That's the only time that no don't mean no. Like, I've said no, and I've meant no, get off of me. And they don't take it that way.
No,
At all.
They stay on me. Then I
That's
have
a
to,
double standard for sure.
and I can, come on, I can't live like that.
Yeah.
Which leads me to, it would be really nice if men had not a period, but a line that was like, yo, I'm on my period.
Right.
So this is a bad week for...
It's a bad week.
And I've tried to think of those lines, but they all make me sound like I don't like women.
Right.
Until, oh my God, until this.
What's going on?
Oh my God.
I'm just gonna call my other nigga.
And call the other nigga. Like, get his ass over here to help with all of these fucking ill-fated responsibilities you're trying to place on me. Bitch, it's not my fault that you can't find happiness. A relationship is supposed to be... Now, come on, I just told you.
We still no, don't. You're giving too much. Let women still think their threats are scary to us.
If a girl tells you she's gonna call the other nigga, like that's. But they say that all the time. Yeah.
To me, they don't respect me.
Pretend to get scared.
They don't respect me at all. My back. They tell me they're gonna call the other nigga and I know him. I'm like, oh, word.
And then say you've never been here.
Word.
I just saw him.
Just heard his freestyle. He just killed some shit. He gonna call that nigga.
I like his last 3 verses.
Yeah, man. Chicks always put me in that spot where it's like, damn, man, this nigga's songs is hard, but we sharing.
Hilarious.
The bars hit you a little differently.
Yeah, but am I the only one in this room that's gonna cop to it?
That what?
That.
What we copping to? Let me know. I might cop to it with you. Let me know.
All right, that you got the radio on, you heard a verse from a nigga that's like, it's all right, but I mean, you and him got some other business that's.
Oh, yeah.
That's all. I don't want to call that song.
I've never had to deal with that, bro. That kind of shit scares me. I don't ever want to be in no situation with like a homie and we both like,
Not a homie, but
Nah, don't be a homie. It's like, what's the level right before homie?
associate. You're associate.
That's even worse.
Yeah, temporary.
You might think with a homie you can figure it out quicker. With an associate, it's like y'all gonna have that awkward like stare off. For, like,
And then you can't be
Right.
that guy
Yeah.
that's tripping over the chick that's not really yours.
That's wild right there, man. You can't do that. I'm too aggressive and emotional for all that type of shit. I'll be that like flipped out on accident. Right?
Well, shit, that's the other thing I wanted to talk to you about. You part of the new wave of aggressive R&B dudes. Like, what can we bring back the chick?
Hey, you know what? Hey, I'll say this, man. Like, I don't like try to put that energy out there, but I also don't want anyone to ever think I'm some type of bitch ass nigga because I, sing these songs. You know what I'm saying? Tell you.
No, go ahead.
Nah, man, and straight up before all this
Straight up.
before all this music shit, man, I definitely
I killed niggas.
Nah.
Few R&B niggas dead right now.
Nah, actually, I'm from LA and I understand the rules. I don't bang, so I don't go around talking that gangster shit and nothing like that. Somebody asks me where I'm from, I'm gonna say Inglewood. They be like, where in Inglewood? I'm gonna be like, Topside. That's all I say. That's all I can say.
That means something totally different in New Jersey when you're from Inglewood.
Oh, yeah.
The toughest place.
It's actually
Inglewood.
If you want to buy some property,
Really?
yeah, for real.
No, it's very good.
But Inglewood is changing, though.
No, look, the city of Inglewood has always been beautiful. That, like, if you go back to, like, the Inglewood High School yearbooks in the 50s, all white. You know what I mean? And even Compton and Watts, like, just all white. 50s and 60s. And then we started to desegregate, and they just left, and then it just became a whole different type of place. And Inglewood is, like, full of houses and trees, and you drive through, and you're like, damn, this is actually nice. I don't think I'll get shot over. Oh! And then,
But y'all got the stadium coming out, all right? Yeah, the stadium.
We know nothing besides
just
bull. We
depends
know
on
nothing about that.
either decide to hold on to their property or the people that decide to sell their property when they decide to do that. So if somebody holds on to them like 3 years, they're gonna come up for sure.
Right.
If you like rushing out now, you're gonna make a little bread, but property value shooting up so much because of that stadium that you just gotta stay there. I wish people would stay 10 years after this stadium and really see how shit looks, but motherfuckers is selling that shit.
I'm sure.
I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you.
I like that.
What are your thoughts on the Summer Walker LA comic controversy?
Man.
And let me just let the people know who are unaware. Summer Walker had put out whatever she put out, but video of her saying that LA has too many homeless people and it's too dirty to act as bougie as they act.
She's probably downtown. I live downtown right now. It's pretty bummy. It's pretty dirty. But it's LA. And you know what I mean? I was hurt. I hit her like, man, come on, man. You need to go somewhere else. Why don't you go spend some time with Sepulveda, okay? Like, I told her to go to my favorite breakfast spot. You know what I mean? I told her, chill over there, get away from all the bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, remember, LA is a nice place. It's not all bad. You know what I mean? But, you know, as disrespectful as it sounded, it's like there's a truth to it, and it's perspective. So she just needs to change her view, I think, and that's the problem. She's with somebody that is taking her in some bummy ass places, or she's letting other fucking situations fuel that. You know, there might be some whole other shit that got her mad about LA, and that's how she decided to react. But
I think she was
we
mad
all know
not being able
LA
to
is a
get certain
staple. No
shit,
matter what motherfuckers hate about it or nothing, you still have to pull up and you gonna have to perform,
And that's
you
what
have to please the fans.
Probably gonna be one of your bigger markets.
Well, that's
always gonna be your
That's what
biggest
some of the complaints were about the comment, not necessarily whether there was truth or not to what she was saying, but it's like, you're going to come here, you're going to utilize our resources, you're going to come here for our economy, and then you're going to leave and talk shit about us, which is like, come on, that looks away.
Yeah, for sure. But, I mean, you already know the fans, they still gon' listen, and, you know, she got great music, man, and I think he putting out good shit. You know, and say whatever you want to a certain extent.
And that just also goes to show just how two people could see the same exact thing and just have totally different perspectives. When I was in LA and when I walked by, like, a couple of people that was homeless, it wasn't a lot, but it was a couple. Like, come on, man, get up. It's hot out here. It's beautiful.
Yeah, what are you doing? That's my thing. No, they
I'm used to the homeless
That's why it's
in
a lot
New
of
York.
homeless.
These niggas cold.
Were you insulating with newspaper?
Yeah, the homeless niggas in LA was it was a vibe.
Yeah, it was trendy. 3-4 o'clock in the morning, you see
I'm
them
just
walking.
saying. It wasn't a vibe, Joe. They wasn't begging for money. They was like, yo, the weather right. It was kicking it with me. I was like, yeah, man.
Yeah, I know it's nice
Not
out.
so bad when it's nice out. Nah, for sure.
And I probably wasn't supposed to say it.
You wasn't.
But it's true. Not to say that they had it good, but I see a lot more homeless people in New York.
Nah, you'd be surprised how many people in LA would choose to be out there, though. They just, you know, it's culture. It's scary to say that, but it's like a culture of people that love it out there. We got homies that got family members that's like, yeah, I'm on the streets and I want to be here.
That's crazy.
You know what I mean? They just live that life. They just don't fuck with society. They don't fuck what's going on. They comfortable. And then you're right. If the weather's great, motherfuckers be up 4 o'clock in the morning, in the middle of the night. They go to sleep at like 7 a.m. and wake up at like 8 p.m. and then they back on their shit for the rest of the night. You know,
Like the homeless niggas in LA, they get to pick a block and they liable to ask like 30 millionaires in a day for some change. Like over here, you asking my cousin and them. They ain't got it.
That's the craziest thing about all that shit. No, them motherfuckers will come up on $1,000. You spend all that shit, be broke the next day. High as a motherfucker.
Frost from the Fugees do a documentary. Wasn't he on Skid Row for like a week? I was making bad bread.
Yeah, that's the other thing. If I'm homeless in LA, all my money is going to drugs.
Yeah, exactly.
That's me.
That's the problem.
It's me. Don't judge my homelessness. That's how I do mine. You figure out yours.
That's funny.
What is your favorite breakfast spot? What spot is it?
Man, so coffee company. Have you guys ever been there?
I've been there before.
Yeah,
Malls
coffee
and everywhere in LA.
I mean, I'm particular to Serving Spoon. A lot of people that's not
That's
there.
my shit.
Yeah, I love Serving Spoon. I mean, ain't what nigga doing through for sure.
They gotta get some new seats though, so there's been a lot of asses in the seats.
Yeah, it's kind of, you know.
You sit down in them
But,
seats.
you know, they got customers like clockwork, so they ain't tripping on. They like, we gonna keep jugging until the jug is up. So,
Service Spoon is the shit. I love
Serving Spoon is bomb. But then I also go to Pans, if you know anything about that area. You know Pans?
I've never been to
Man, it's like an old
I'm on that
1950s
hit.
diner. It's
I'm on
cracking.
that
It's
hit.
cracking. It's on La Cienega and Centinela, right there across the street from the TGI Fridays.
Oh, that's Moss Block.
Fridays.
I know where it's
Moss Block. Yeah, you've seen it before. It's that big ass,
Yeah,
the big
I know
ass
exactly
50s.
what you're talking about.
Pans.
Yeah,
Go in there
I've
one
never
day.
been in there.
Have a waffle.
Okay.
Change your fucking life.
Gotta try it.
I feel like I need to hear a Sir Wale groove.
Sir Wale. That would be a
Wale,
vibe.
man. Shout out to Wale. Much respect, dog.
So,
Jackson hit and he lost the football. And I think the Chiefs have it. They do. Well, he's free going down the left.
do it up. When the niggas say much respect.
And then go,
Nah, you know what? I'll tell you this. I fuck with people that fuck with me. You know what I mean? And I like Wale music. I fuck with Wale.
Right.
But if Wale ain't reaching out, I ain't gonna reach out to Wale. Like, hey man, let's work. You know, it's only a few people on the planet that I'm like bugging to work. Summer Walker.
Okay. Is she one of the people you bugging to work?
Yeah, I be hitting her all the time. Like, yo, let's get up, let's work. I'm gonna say that. I said that on like 3 of these motherfucking interviews because I'm trying to get that point across.
Oh, say
I'm trying
less.
to fucking work.
That would be the hardest 70
look, bro,
seconds ever.
Like, I love certain things, and I just love her music, man. I love, it's a lot of attention on her on other things and whatever the fuck.
No, we fuck with
like,
some
I
of
don't
it.
give a fuck about none of that shit. Your music is hard.
I'm all just followed
The
on the
fucking
gram.
put it on the grave
For all the
shit.
reasons.
That's my shit, and that shit is short and beautiful and like musical as fuck. When I heard that shit, I was like,
nah, that shit is dope.
yeah, I lost my shit, bro.
Yeah.
Ever since then, I've been like slowly like getting on her nerves. I know she probably irritated at this point. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? I just sit her and say hi every once in a while.
I bet you do.
That'll be dope.
Bet you do.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
I just hit her and say hi.
I play by different.
married nigga
I play by different rules.
Artists, look at
Play
my
by,
features.
I vibe by the
Well,
rules.
listen, sir already sound like he got his house well and much more checked than I had mine. So I couldn't even keep my baby moms on the podcast for 3 seconds.
I didn't realize I was simp.
Yeah, come on. Who's else gonna be? My phone.
I couldn't hear.
My highlight's not blinking. Which is fun.
Because you say things like that.
No, it's because bitches know I'm paid, so it's like, all right, can't call them for the free. You got to catch at me to get a call. Oh, what else do we have for sir? I think I've asked everything I need to know.
Hey, I'm good as well. Is there anything you want to ask us, sir?
Nah, man. I just want to say thank y'all. There's a lot of people that hit me up this week like, man, we found you on the fucking Joe Budden podcast. So,
Man, just leave some tickets and passes for the show.
Yeah, that's all we need.
We're doing a show out here. I'll say December. We'll say that. You know what I mean?
Oh, your show would be ill to come with a chick that I'm not loyal to.
Yeah. Perfect.
Like where some of the songs could resonate.
As soon as the recipe comes on,
Recipe, yo.
Oh,
It's my favorite song.
now y'all understand. Wait a minute. What the fuck up? Fam, what boy ain't played a saxophone more on this record?
bro.
There's no bro. There's no excuse for this.
He was really mad.
I am. And that I know he's an engineer. It's like, come on, fam.
Nah, man, it wasn't tasteful. You don't think it was the perfect?
We thought it was. Joe likes to hear an abundance.
He wanted a 3-minute sax
Never came in and
He wanted a 3-minute
solo
solo.
verse.
That was a session.
I hate the niggas I work with and have created a better life for.
That was a session after the second master. So we'd already mastered the project and we're done. And we went back in on some bullshit and he pulled up and did that. So I had to find.
So that means there's another take with more saxophone.
No, that's all I had. I put everything he gave me in that fucking song.
Well, was he high? Why he only gave you that?
Nah, man, that was the take. The other takes weren't the take. And of course he gave me more parts and shit like that, but that was the sauce. And that was like the sauciest sax I've heard in a long time. I don't got sax on a whole bunch of records that I would love sax on because it's hard to find a quality musician. Sure. And this motherfucker came in, murdered that shit. One shout out to him.
Oh, no. She got it. Yeah,
More sax next time. I got you. Nah, I got you, Joe.
I hear you, sir.
More sax next time.
That's inexcusable that when you in LA, you can walk by certain corners and find a nigga that get busy on the sax. Like LA is
It's not
one
that
of
simple. Sax is not an instrument that is just people are really good at.
There's mad homeless sax players.
Then they probably weren't that good.
I totally disagree with that. If you know the history of jazz, you can't really say that.
Well, then that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah, I'm not going to get serious now. All right, so fine. I guess I have to take that answer. I'm disappointed in it.
I'm sorry.
He's all right. No sax. He's married. How the hell is this nigga producing good music?
It doesn't sound like an inspiring place.
Yeah, what are your vices, man? Where do you go? What's your
I
muse?
smoke and drink, and that's all I do right now.
Oh, that's a vibe.
Yeah. That's all. I calmed down, man, about 5-6 years ago. I used to be a whole different nigga. Yeah.
Get a little liquor.
Say less.
Right?
But that's the thing. I think that's like part of LA culture. We getting it bracking at like 15, 16.
Right.
I had my first car when I was 16. I was already on the move trying to get shit popping.
Right.
Andy's right on Manchester, and he was telling us all the liquor we wanted to. Fake IDs or nothing. Just driving up, pulling up, getting as much drink as we could. There's 4 homies in the back. We driving to Culver City, trying to get it popping. So, you know what I mean? By the time I was 25, I was burned. I was push. I had to like really refocus my energy, and I focused it on this shit. And it turns out I had a lot to give. I didn't even know. I didn't like this shit crazy to me because I couldn't picture this shit for myself when I was younger. You know what I mean? All I saw was like get a job, work.
Right.
You know, hopefully I'd afford to buy a house at some point or some bullshit.
Right.
And didn't really know how to go about any of this shit. Didn't know nothing about my taxes. Didn't know about saving money.
Are you caught up on your taxes?
Yeah, for sure. You know, thank God.
Go ahead, Tom.
Thank God.
Right.
Yeah, Tom.
Tom gonna get it right.
And you know, I couldn't picture this type of shit for myself. I was just so caught up in like women and with, you know, what I thought other people wanted me to be and like dumbass fuck shit. And just I'm thankful to be here, man. This shit crazy to me, bro. Like it's literally crazy to be here. So, man, I hope y'all had a good time. I had a great time.
I enjoyed the conversation.
I had an amazing time. What's your take on threesomes?
Everybody's in accordance. I'm all for it.
To an extent.
It's a funny conversation. Me and my wife have this conversation where it's like, are we ever going to have a threesome? And the answer has always been no, because she's your wife. No, well, no, but this is the conversation we had. She says, if it ever happens, it's going to be a dude. And I'm like, nah, it's not. It's not happening. It's just never happened. Like, you know, I can't see that happening. And then I'm like, well, if it happens, it's going to be a girl. She's like, nope, I don't see that happening. I can't have no other woman in our bed. If you start kissing on her, I might slap her in the middle of all of this shit.
So wait. So she said another dude.
Yeah. Now, this is just, we're speaking hypothetically.
Most women feel that way, by the way.
Yeah, why would you want to be in bed with another, you know, I wouldn't want to be in bed with another
I wouldn't do it. You know, I just can't picture that. Yeah, excuse me, dude.
You would do that?
I would do it if I could do it without, like, telling homeboy to get off me. Like, because, Maul, what I'm faced with, I already know how you feel about that, so you don't have to say, but what I'm faced with is, as men, we've all seen a bunch of pornos involving double penetration, right? Correct. And some of them shits, they be looking a little swaggy. But when I try to put it in my head,
I know what my girl.
you can't do that in, like, real life, and it's swaggy.
My girl.
I wasn't thinking about that part. I wasn't thinking about that part.
I want to do that to a rapper.
I wasn't thinking about that part.
You don't know where I be at, baby. Let's get it.
Well, see, sir, that's the thing. Some of the shit that my mind, because I'm a wild, freaky nigga in my mind.
Hey, bro, you think I could write these songs if I was a normal nigga?
What's your sign?
I'm a Scorpio.
Oh, these niggas is nasty niggas,
Tell you, dog, I
man.
was a wild boy.
No, Gemini's, that's nasty.
But they nasty too. Same thing. They both two-faced signs.
Yeah, but
They both two-faced signs.
Yeah, for sure.
But what I'm saying is, my mind conjures up some things, but because I'm famous, it walks me off of the ledge. Like, as a even if it's hard enough for a nigga to say, you know what, I'm gonna fuck a girl, not your significant other or wife or anything, but I'm gonna fuck a girl with another dude. Add any variable you want. I know the dude is my best friend. I hate him. Whatever the relationship is, that's hard enough. Now add you famous and trying to find a nigga to double penetrate with. Like, and I can't make it make sense of Joe's ball slapped you. Yeah. Joe, you like that? Yeah. What you doing?
I got another guest for the pod.
It don't.
Got my man coming through as a guest.
That is crazy.
See, one day I'll be able to open up the dialogue on this podcast. But where does that conversation? How does that conversation end? Because that's
it always ends with good night, and we roll over and go to sleep. We don't have sex, we argue, and it feels weird. Yeah, because I'm mad, she's mad, and nobody's horny at the end.
Got nowhere.
Word, now you got an attitude with each other about the imaginary nigga. Word.
Sounds like marriage.
Exactly, yep.
That's hard, man. One day I'm gonna get married, I'm telling you. I'm telling you, I'm getting married.
How long you been married?
10 years.
Oh shit.
Oh, this nigga's a vet.
This nigga's an alien. 10 years?
Yeah.
How old are you?
30.
Shit.
Yeah.
Damn.
We say some bullshit. You know what I mean? Now we we try to be as honest as possible from jump, and that's all we do.
No, that's respect.
That shit work.
Yeah.
It hurts sometimes, but you know, I'd rather be that.
But you gotta stick around through the hurt to get to the good side.
Somebody said something about like an 80-20 rule. It's my aunt. It's a weird thing, but it's like, you know, people won't fuck up. You know what I mean? But if it's an 80-20 and they not fucking up, it's not 50-50 like they have pieces of shit and, you know, have good to you. If they're, you know, good to you most of the time, you gotta appreciate that.
That's my beef with you. You gonna drop that when my baby mom. That one. I mean, you should have said that when she called.
She gonna watch the podcast, right?
Not at all.
Depends the topic.
Nah, but you know, I think right now I'm like 99.1. I haven't, you know, I'm not on bullshit. You know what I mean? I'm doing really good. And more of it is like you. It's in my mind, and sometimes I might like lean way too far off the fucking ledge. You know what I mean? But I've learned to pull myself back, and I got a good team around me to keep me in check.
That should be so much fun when you lean
Man, but that shit's so fucking hard, dog.
Rory trying to shut up right now. He's motherfucking Rory. Rory be leaning over the ledge too.
Yeah,
It's tough, man.
living on the ledge was my home.
Now he just had to buy like outdoor furniture for his family.
Everything changed.
No more ledge.
No, the terrace is the ledge now. She's there with me.
Is SZA gonna let you on her album?
Man, shout out to SZA, man. I love her.
Oh, I need to order food at some point. I'm so hungry.
Well, that was her, ladies and gentlemen.
That was an awkward moment.
No. I mean, that's like, you know, it's family business.
It's out of his control is what I got from that.
You know,
That's what I got from that too. Yeah. I got this out of his.
Don't tap me.
I got that
Don't
too.
tap me. Oh, man, come on, Rory. You got any more for him? I'm done asking awkward questions. You already told me
I like
from
that
Inglewood and he
that
don't
threesome
play.
question came out of nowhere, dog. I like that. He slipped that in. But I answered it. I've been dodging a lot of shit. I've been making sure I was.
Listen, I have questions that go like past that, but that's when Rory and Maul, not really Parks, but Rory and Maul, they start looking at me like they just met me yesterday. Like when I start getting into what my brain, they're like, yo, I don't want to say no more.
I never thought that like had that conversation with my with your wife really happens about a brother.
Bringing another guy. This is one thing about marriage that people forget.
Oh,
you get bored at a certain point. I'll say that my wife loves me to death, and I know I'm not an exciting motherfucker when I'm at home. I'm in my boxes playing video games. You know what I mean? If I'm not doing music, I'm playing video games.
My girl wanted to go out to the bar at 2 o'clock in the morning that night. I'm like, I'm 35 years old.
What do you mean? Go to where I'm already sleeping? What is this conversation about? You know what I mean? And it's just times in marriage where you just looking at each other like, yeah, I had tacos at work, and I'm like, yeah, cool.
Well, that's all you
You know what I mean? So we need to, like, I'll be asking her the most outlandish shit. I swear, I'm all about thug passion. I'll be popping up on her in the middle of the night like, baby. Come here, turn over. You know what I mean? Trying to just, you know what I mean? Make sure she know I'm always on my toes.
Right.
And she definitely be on her bullshit. So, you know, we try to keep it as spicy as possible. Joe Budden.
Yo,
sick R&B group.
My last question. You said you're a workaholic, but when can we expect more music from you? I know your new project just came out.
Next year for sure. I'm working. I'm already back in the studio trying to get it right. We're gonna be touring, and I'm gonna keep working. And
Tell Knight to put that shit out.
I have a theory about you.
I'm texting Knife now.
Like, I have a theory about you musically, like when it comes to like how you construct albums, and I don't think it's a mistake. Like you just end albums a certain way to me. Like, and how do I explain this? In this microwave era, it's kind of tough to get. Like that's why I love Snow's album so much. Snow's album for me is album of the year. As it stands today, but conceptually it's concise, and from the intro to the outro drove the point home. For you, I feel like you have those concepts too with your albums, and you're always telling a story, but by the time it gets to the end, you have just a way of kicking this story up a notch. That I felt like that about your last album with what's that, Summer in November, and what else was on the end of that? I don't remember right now, but both of those were my shit.
Oh shit, damn. I'm drawing a blank too, but I know you know that one.
Damn, oh my God,
man.
So now here comes this album again with how you ended it. Is that a conscious effort, or are you just creating songs and then picking them for the order of it?
Help. I had help, and I won't lie about that. I had great help. I'm not gonna say who. I mean, I can. I mean, Doc helped me.
No.
Yeah. So
There's no shame in that.
Yeah, right. Not just because I don't like doing looks and all that shit. Now you know people feeling like, yeah, you trying to drop the name.
Yeah, no, I knew that. But I knew that when K-Dot song was the worst song in the album.
Yeah.
Don't I'm lying?
Wasn't my my favorite.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, no, respect, no, and that's the thing about these albums, man. There's always gonna be something that people can gravitate towards, and that's why we don't like really try to push singles, because everything's dope to us. You know what I mean? To our group of people and the people that are like saying this is dope. Some motherfuckers, you gotta respect their opinion when they say that shit.
And that's the thing. Let me take that back. That K-Dot song is not a bad song,
No,
but when you hear the rest of the album,
yeah, it changes it.
yeah. And there's something wrong with iTunes where, like, if y'all leak a song first or early, like I bought that K-Dot song and I bought your album and it don't show up in the album. Like am I the only one that happens to? Like if you buy the
I don't buy
pre-release.
singles very often. And then buy the album. That doesn't happen.
Two different bounces.
Well, you know how when you get out.
Oh, is that what it is, sir?
Two different bounces. Yeah, there's another. There's a little bit of extra on the album version of Hair Down. But we it's the same link, so we were able to mark them as the same song, but it's two different
Oh, I
bounces.
should go back to that then. I need to go back.
Yeah, and just, I mean, at the beginning and the end of the album, there's just a little guy talking, and they kind of just cycle back through.
Yeah, the
You know what I mean?
stewardess,
That's my little, the stewardess is the homie Keaton. Shout out to Keaton, man. He's gonna be glad I said his name on here. He works very hard, man. You deserve this, Keaton.
All right, I promise this is my last question. I know you said you write and you've been writing for some people. One artist that you would like to write for. Who would be that first name that comes to mind?
Man.
I hate asking questions that are so generic, but when I like a nigga, I really want to know the answer to that
no doubt.
question.
Beyonce.
Oh, come on. Who's the second one then?
Damn.
I want to write for Beyonce.
No. And I say that because I like to speak things into existence. So I'm just gonna say that first, because that's the truth. That's my honest answer, Joe.
Got it. All right.
And you know, I really don't want to write
For any of you other niggas that's average and peasants.
No. I want to find, man, this is a young kid named Kelvin Sings on Instagram. Y'all look him up when y'all get a chance. He has an amazing voice, like 13. I'd love to help him formulate his thoughts, and just, it ain't even about me writing for anybody in particular, because that's like a forced thing at most times. You know what I mean? I want to help somebody like formulate their ideas. It's more than just me sitting there and telling them what to say. Exactly, yeah. I'd love to Quincy Jones a whole bunch of shit, but you know, that time will come. You know what I mean? Right now, I gotta focus on me, so I'm not even really thinking about writing for anybody. But if Beyonce calls, yeah. And then, like, it's a lot of cats out here that are like working really hard.
Don't end Rihanna. Don't do that.
No. I was gonna look. Rihanna's working on so many other things right now that if she decided to like really hop back in and focus on music, I'd be down to be a part of that. You know what I mean? Because it's always, her last 3 projects have been amazing. You know what I mean? And you know, I'm a fan and I love them, and you know what I mean? They're just prime examples of beautiful black women. That's all. You know, so Beyonce, Rihanna. I mean, shit. Who else? I'd love to work with Summer. I know she writes and all that shit.
Some of this nigga.
I don't even want to top dog. I see the styles though, like I see how your styles. Bro, I just love her music, bro. Her music is tight. I know niggas be out here thirsty.
It is.
Her music is tight, bro. Her shit is tight, man. I ain't on no thirsty shit. I don't give a fuck about, like, niggas be out here chasing the wrong shit. I definitely ain't out here chasing no bitch. I'll tell you that right now.
Right.
I'm about my business and I love music and I respect the art. You know what I mean? So anytime I reach out, it's because I really want to work.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm gonna get in with Ari. So me and her have been talking. We, you know, show each other man love. I really respect Ari. You know what I mean? I love Snow. We definitely been talking as well, man. Her project is amazing, man. Her, that's another artist that I really respect and love. She's an amazing musician. Oh my God, she's amazing. And you know, it's just like cats like Lucky and like Smee and like WAP and like my niggas. I fuck with my niggas already. I got people that I fuck with, so I ain't really reaching like.
You keep saying Summer, you ain't said Black yet.
I fuck with Black.
Well, I didn't hear you say that, so I gotta ask.
No, he's dope. But like I said, there's certain niggas I just ain't gonna reach out to if they ain't reaching out to me. And me and him definitely have respect for each other and have, you know, seen each other, met each other, shook hands, and he's doing his thing. I'm doing mine.
Oh yeah, y'all definitely gonna beef then, all right.
No. I ain't gonna ever start no beef. You know what I mean?
He's a friend of the show, and so are you. So I'm not supporting that beef.
That would be dope, though.
You want a beef with the nigga?
A record would be amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. You know what I mean? I think everything happens at God's time, and if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen.
How you think Black gonna feel about all that Summer Walker name dropping you doing up here?
I don't know how they got something going on or something. That's his homegirl or something. I don't be paying attention. I'm telling you, I don't be on the internet like looking at.
I think that shit.
That's not like I'm checking my insights and shit like that when I'm on my phone.
I don't do that neither, man. Yo, I feel like a sucker that they even asking me, yo, do you want to check the insights? Nah, nigga, how you supposed to pay and go?
About the impressions.
Yeah, man.
Nah, bro, I'm focused focus on my business, man. I don't be on here looking at like what niggas got going on or none of that. You know what I mean? I'm chill and I really listen. That's all I do is find new projects and listen and try to find some shit that's dope to me. You know what I mean? And definitely fuck with Slack. This nigga's been killing shit. Like, and Summer, man, I really like her music, man. And what can I say? I'm not gonna shout her out no more because I've done it like 8 times.
Not for real. I wasn't gonna say nothing, but when you get home, we might have a conversation waiting for you.
Call us when you get home.
Yeah, for sure.
How that goes.
God damn it.
All right, listen, I don't have any more questions. I'm so grateful that you were able to stop by here, especially as busy as you are. We're all huge fans and wish you nothing but the best and continued support from all us here. Did that sound too generic? Because I meant all that. I meant it.
Dope project, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, thank you.
I've been following for some time now, so happy that you're still putting out your best project every time you put out a new project, man. That's the goal, right?
Yeah, Rory. Your best project.
No, I
agree. I honestly, I didn't know much about you when the debut dropped, and then I fell in love with it. And then I was like, all right, let me get off this thing, because he ain't going to be able to top that. And then, I mean, you did, so.
Man, thank God, man. You know, we just trying to better ourselves, man. That's all I'm trying to do is get better than the last project. If I could do that for 3 more projects, I'll be straight. Yeah, I'll be that. Next time you ask me if I'm a millionaire, I'll have a different answer for you, Joe.
My God, that's the goal. Listen, and I'm really excited that you say you're dropping a project next year.
That's the goal, man.
I know that's the goal,
out every year. And you know, like,
fuck up.
You know where we at? We at TDE, baby. So I might be lying through my teeth.
That is 100%.
But that ain't going. That's not what's coming. I'm working towards it. You know what I mean? I gotta work towards it. You know what I mean? And hopefully, I'm on a couple of the projects that's coming out, man. You definitely gonna be hearing me on some of my homies projects I've been working.
Yeah, that's how I know that. That's how I know that this nigga's like a reformed killer. Like, you too positive. So he's bigging niggas. He's fucked niggas up in his life, man. Look at Big B smiling. I see you, Big B. Sir, thank you for stopping by. We appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
I got the round of applause. That was great. I really appreciate and want to thank Sir once again for stopping by. How'd y'all feel about it?
It's some cool conversations. Yeah, man. I learned a lot about him that I didn't know. I didn't know he went through so many, different times in his life, like working and being homeless and to being this great R&B act that we know today. Like, it was really dope. His story's interesting.
Making all that music as a happily married man is interesting to me.
Yeah. He seems very, you know what it is? I got from him, he's very low maintenance. He doesn't require a lot to get a lot done.
I get that from all of the TDs, son.
That's true.
I
Honestly.
think that's a lot of that's part of their, like, yo, we don't leave you alone. Like, do it
a lot of
yourself.
artists that come from humble beginnings, and they know what it is. They're not bothered by all this Hollywood glare and shit. They like, listen, I need this, and I can get my shit done.
Yeah. Rich Biggest music.
All right.
And that's it, man. Sir is now a friend of the show.
Yeah, for sure.
And
not until we get them passes for the show.
That's true.
We get them passes.
I'm just going to the show.
Yeah.
And doing things there.
Dancing?
Nasty.
Yes. Dancing parts.
Okay.
It's kind of similar to the dancing you may do when your significant other goes on that trip. Whatever dancing you're going to do.
The sad dance?
Yeah. The sad.
I miss you dance?
Yeah, come on, man.
Yo, you can't FaceTime me now?
Time zones is different. Damn.
Yeah. Oh, then now you can. What time do you think you'll be able to?
That Friday podcast gonna be lit. I mean,
What, she
sad.
Huh?
She leaves this week?
She left yesterday.
Oh, wait, she's not here? I thought the car in the driveway. Oh, let's take the car out.
Took a call for a ride.
Take her spin, joy ride.
Hold up, y'all.
She left the keys?
Hold up real quick before we get...
Ain't nothing but a gangsta.
Party in here, nigga.
Yeah. Let's turn up.
Yeah, I bet. All right, so we get into sleepers because this was an actual long podcast because we was dick eating, sir. I am going to play Xavier, Omar, and Sango just because I love. The
and Let Me Talk with Stugat Show podcast is brought to you by the Capital One Saver Card, or 4% cash back on dining and entertainment, 2% at grocery stores, and 1% on all other purchases. Now, when you go out, you cash in. What's in your wallet? Terms apply.
We're about ready to get going here this morning on the Lauer, #Lauer. Happy Friday, everyone. And I'm observing Roy drinking something, and his face is making a very dewy face. And I'm wondering, why are you drinking something that's making your face do that?
Because I wanted something quick. I didn't want any food. I just wanted like a smoothie.
Now, we don't want to do brands because you hate this thing. So but you're basically drinking what? It's like a
protein shake.
Yeah.
You're drinking like a protein shake meant for working out, which is a strange,
I figured it would fill me up.
That's not actually milk, I don't think.
Right, my thought is...
No, it's not dairy.
Because you're not going for, like, protein, all that. You just want something in your stomach. Why don't you just get a Yoo-hoo? Like, if you were going to get what, like, you got, you might as well just get Yoo-hoo.
Well, I think he was looking for the nutrients, right, Roy? You're looking for the protein and nutrients?
Yeah, for something to fill me up.
Yeah, but...
And this is a protein shake, I mean, it's pretty heavy.
So, but that's your first time ever trying that one? Because, like, the first sip you took, you were just like, oh, this is terrible.
Yeah. And I spent about $6 on it, so I got finished it.
Yeah, powered through, Roy. Why didn't you just get an actual meal for $6? Like, why don't you go to McDonald's and get, like,
I didn't want to wait.
griddle or something?
Because I didn't want to wait.
Okay.
I had to get here.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Lauer, everyone.
Yeah, welcome.
It's a Friday. We got a lot of stuff we can get to. Halloween's around the corner. I know what my kid's being for Halloween. We can get to that at some point.
Is Halloween around the corner if it's more than a month away?
That is true. Maybe I'm a little early for this topic, but I didn't really have much today, so I gotta have something. And I wanted to maybe go down that path with Roy. Jimmy Butler gets introduced today. It's a good day for the Heat fans, I feel like. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, right? Yeah.
About it. Jimmy Butler.
Do we know what number he's going to wear? That was my initial question. Why did this take so long? Like, he was traded the Heat a long time ago. Why hasn't he been in? Because he's been here. It's not like he hasn't been in town.
It's a slow build. Building up to it. We got Jason Jackson coming on today. J-Jax, if you will. The real one. Yeah, if you're nasty. The real one, not the fake Jason Jackson. That would have been funny to have. I wonder if J-Jax has ever heard the fake Jason Jackson.
Has to have, right?
Maybe we'll ask him about it. Probably not, though. Panthers are a week away from starting their season.
They have a short, off-season, huh? Not off-season, but,
it's the shortest
season.
Yeah. The off-season is the shortest of all.
And the preseason, when did that start? I feel like it was, a week ago or 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it did.
So it's short. It's, less than a month.
You're talking about American sports? The English Premier League has a pretty short off-season.
American sports, yes.
Okay.
Like, soccer is all year, so...
Well, yeah. Not all year, but the Premier League season ends in May and starts in August, so...
Yeah.
Pretty quick. Which of those do you guys like? We got some calls we could take. This is, it's a Friday, man.
I'm down to go with the Halloween costume rabbit hole with you, so I'm willing to go there.
All right, well, right now with my daughter, we've discovered that her cutest look right now is when we put her hair in, two pigtails that go, what is it? It's not a ponytail in the back. It's
pigtails are the ones on the side.
The ones on the side, yeah, the two pigtails. So we're like, how do we accentuate that look? So we've landed on Boo from Monsters, Inc.
Okay.
And now this leads to, there's two main characters that go with Boo. So I tend to be in a spot now where I'm being pressured into being Sully.
Is that the blue one?
No, that's the big one.
Yeah, the blue one. The hair.
Yeah. And then there's Mike, the guy with one eye, the little green guy.
Is he an eyeball? Is he just an eyeball, like a lid's an eyeball? Is he just...
I think so, actually. He's just an eye.
So your wife is going to be an eyeball?
No, see, the thing is we were going to go down that path where Christy would be dressing, where we would get the actual costumes for those people, but we're like, that's ridiculous. What are we doing here? So we just got shirts.
So she's the eyeball shirt?
She has a shirt with, the eyeball, and we have a bucket for Graceland to carry around that's like Mike. It looks like the eyeball, too.
Okay.
So she's going to have... And we're thinking of getting a doll, basically I'm wearing the shirt. I'm just wearing a shirt with Mike and Sully on it. I got out of having to wear the whole Sully costume.
What would you do with that? That would be a giant waste of
time. Right, exactly.
I would think, when are you ever going to wear that again?
Really hot.
Furry and, big. And
yeah, so I guess I'm not. You were asking before the show, am I, having to participate with this? So I kind of am, but I'm not,
You're not fully invested? Yeah, no, right. You made it sound like you were straight up, in the middle of, a big couple's costume situation. Right. You're just wearing a t-shirt.
That's true. But last year, we dressed her up, and I was just in regular clothes. I didn't have to do anything last year.
What was she last year?
Last year, she was
oh boy,
a bee. Was she a bee?
one Halloween.
Yeah,
with your daughter.
I know.
Right.
I'm just having a moment.
Roy, what was Princess Claire last year?
A princess.
Okay.
There you go. You know what? I think I got it right. I think she was a bumblebee, and I'm just like having a moment.
Okay.
It seems like I don't know, but I think I was right.
And again, I'm very new to kids.
Yes.
Like, so new that I don't have one, obviously.
Yeah.
Did you walk her? Was she in
Well,
like...
last year she was like last year she was like barely walking. Like she had just like.
So you were kind of carrying...
Yeah, it wasn't a lot of walking. This year she's gonna be all over the place.
When you were carrying her, did she have a buzzer and like wings? Because then that would probably mean she was a bee.
No, she was a bee. She was definitely a bee now. Like I know for a fact now.
Confirmation on the bee.
Yeah, confirmation. And I was, she did not have a buzzer.
I guess it's more of a stinger, right, than a buzzer.
Yeah, it'd be a stinger.
Yeah.
One of my most shameful moments being with my wife, this was years ago, was we did a couple's costume, and she was a bee, and I was a beekeeper. And I look back on that with great shame.
Why?
Because we went to a party, and it was just like I was like, why was I being a beekeeper?
Oh, did she make you wear like a mask? You couldn't see your face.
Oh, it was like an all beige costume, and like I had like a netting
over your face.
I mean, I didn't wear it the whole time, but like that was part of the costume.
Did you flip it up?
Yeah,
and down?
yeah.
That's actually not bad.
Yeah. It was a clever costume, but it was just like, oh, she's the bee, I'm the beekeeper.
So I hate doing couples costumes, right?
Yeah.
That's my big issue. And obviously Billy, Chris, Roy, everybody who has had to be in that situation of like, all right, we're going to a Halloween party. I want you to dress in conjunction with what I'm wearing. The problem is I don't like dressing up ever.
Yeah.
So for me to do a couple's costume is like a really big stretch. Billy, I feel like you're with me on this.
No, I disagree. I feel like Billy's into the couple's costume.
I have done couples costumes before. It's how do I say this? It's usually not my idea.
You're right. I mean, I feel like
it's never our
right. But I don't like put up a fight on it. Like, we want to.
What's worse
costume? Like a couple years ago, we did the whole Space Jam thing, and I was Bugs Bunny, and she was
that was
Lola
cute. I remember
Bunny.
that. What's worse, being at a Halloween party and being in a costume you don't want to be in, or being the only one not dressed up and having people be like, oh, you're that guy?
No.
Why would you go to a Halloween party not dressed up?
You've never been to a Halloween party where there's just some dude sitting there, he's like, yeah, I don't dress up. And it's just like, oh, man.
Not for a Halloween party. I've been to themed parties, and I'm like, what are we doing?
Yeah, no. Themed parties are the worst.
It's
Halloween parties you can kind of like pass through and get through. Like, all right, I'm, a ghost, or I'm a zombie.
Yeah. Why would you go to... Why even go to the party if you don't want to dress up? Just don't go.
I've never been that guy. Don't come at me. I've seen this guy before. I've been at parties where this guy exists.
Roy seems like that guy.
What? Not dressing up?
Yeah. He'll go to a Halloween party and not dress up.
I dressed up last year.
What were you last year?
I was a hockey player.
So you just dressed as yourself, typically.
Well, no.
You've actually evolved in terms of like
I
fashion.
evolved?
Yeah, in the fashion sense, you've evolved, because when I first met you, you were just every day in a hockey jersey of Patrick Waugh, like a different Patrick Waugh hockey jersey.
That's not right.
Roy.
No.
You have at least 5
Raw jersey, is that correct?
You have at least 5 jerseys that say Roy on the back or Bellamy on the back, yes or no?
I don't have 5 jerseys that says Roy or Bellamy on the back. I have multiple jerseys.
At least 5.
Not at least 5.
I mean, we're splitting hairs here. Multiple.
I have multiple
5.
jerseys. Yes. Okay. Thank you for dragging this to the
Did you get a hockey jersey for your wedding, like as a wedding present?
No, it was not a wedding present. Dan just got me a hockey jersey.
Oh.
Okay.
Fun.
All right.
Thank you.
Nowhere.
Yeah, that's your fault.
So are you doing Halloween this year with your daughter or no?
I don't know.
Do you do couples costumes?
No. I've never done a couple's costume. No.
I think you guys need to do one this year.
I don't think so. How about that?
Whoa. So I'm going to be forced to do a couple's costume this year, right? So I know I'm getting mentally prepared for it.
It's not that bad.
It's not that bad. It's just
not that great either.
It's not that great either, right? Yeah.
No, once you're in it, it's fine.
It depends on the idea you come up with.
Well, and what you're doing.
If you feel like you have a winner, it's a fun night.
Just go along with whatever she wants.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the easiest thing.
I said I wouldn't mind dressing as Austin Powers and being Austin Powers.
Okay.
There you go.
So
I can see that.
Are you going to a party, or like what is the occasion that you're going to do?
I don't really know.
Because I feel like a lot of years like a pressure, like, oh, what am I going to be for Halloween this year? And it's like, well, I'm not going to do anything, so what am I going to do?
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, like, why did I actually get a costume and I'm just like staying home? Because Halloween's on a Tuesday, whatever, when am I going to go?
It's actually on Thursday this year.
Is it?
Yeah.
Maybe Thursday night football action, late night Halloween stuff.
I remember one year, it was years ago, the Dolphins were playing on Halloween night, Thursday night football.
Was it against the Bengals?
It was against the Bengals. I was just about to say, I think it was against the Bengals.
Well, for whatever reason, we had a watch party that day, and it was the saddest watch party in the history of show watch parties that I can remember being a part of. I remember going, and it was in the beach, and I remember thinking, you know what, I'm gonna go with my girlfriend at the time. My sister will come. Then after that, we'll go to Lincoln Road. We'll hang out. Like, you know, it's in the beach. It'll be a fun night. Right. So, with the plan being of going to Lincoln Road after, I decided, well, I'm gonna go ready for Lincoln Road and walking around Lincoln Road Halloween. I'll go in a costume, right? And it was kind of like Chris's costume this year. I don't want to insult your costume, but it was like kind of like a half-assed costume. Right. And I was Woody from Toy Story, but it was just like a T-shirt Woody, and I put on like a cowboy hat and I had jeans. Yeah. That was it. So it was like a T-shirt, like printed Woody costume on the thing.
It was just to say like, hey, I'm gonna dress up, but like I'm not that into it.
But it wasn't a T-shirt of Woody. It was like a T-shirt that was like yellow with like the vest printed on it. It was like Yeah. It was like that. So it was kind of a costume. And then I show up to the watch party, and I believe, and I could be wrong, but I think it was just Roy, his wife, Dan, his girlfriend, me, my people, and like 2 listeners when I got there. And like when I got there, they're like, all right, well, I think this is wrapping up. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm glad I made the effort to come over here. And then I was like, I can't leave right away, so I just kind of hung out there awkwardly for like maybe half an hour or so. And then everyone was gone, and I'm like, well, I guess we're gonna go to Lincoln Road at like 8:30 at night, and hopefully there's people there.
I remember this now. I was wearing my Heisenberg hat that night. We went to an Irish pub. I remember that.
Yeah. Wasn't it a sad one?
It was depressing.
It was one of the sadder ones.
God.
I don't know how it happened that like whoever planned those things overlooked the fact that it was Halloween night. Like it's like, oh, Dolphins, Thursday Night Football, this is great. And it's like, well, it's Halloween, and people aren't really looking to hang out with us on Halloween.
No.
The Lowers where you come if you want Halloween tackled a month early.
Stugatz here. Better sleep can benefit basically anyone. That's why Casper created September. Yep, you heard it right. September, an entire month dedicated to rest and relaxation. From outrageously comfortable award-winning mattresses to pillows, sheets, and duvets, Casper is transforming the way we sleep. My Casper mattress gives me the perfect balance of comfort and support while I sleep. It is simply the most comfortable mattress I have ever slept on. 4 layers of premium foam are designed to provide pressure relief for all-night comfort. Zone support is designed to provide extra support to keep your back aligned. With bedding, bed frames, and even dog beds, Casper has everything you need to build the bed of your dreams. Sleep cool and comfortable every night like I do. Get a Casper. Try yours for 100 nights with free shipping and returns. Just go to Casper.com/Lebitard and use code Lebitard for $100 towards the purchase of select mattresses. That's Casper.com/Lebitard and use promo code Lebitard for $100 towards the purchase of select mattresses. Terms and conditions apply. See Casper.com/terms.
Johnny got a toy golf set when he was 3, and from that day on, he was hooked. All he wanted to do was golf. He'd be on the links before school, after school. All he ever wanted was to go pro. And then, one day, when he was holding his grandson and thinking about his 12 handicap, Johnny realized it just might not happen for him. But you know what did happen for him? He switched to Geico and saved a bunch of money on car insurance. So, that was good. And so was hanging out with his grandson.
I really feel like this weekend has a chance to be the most positive weekend so far for South Florida football.
What's that, Chris?
UM doesn't play, so they can't look as bad as they did last week against Central Michigan. So I feel like they're gonna just seem a little better than last week just because they don't play. And every time they've played so far this year, it hasn't looked good.
Right.
So, other than Bethune-Cookman, the Dolphins are a less than 2 possession underdog.
Wow.
We're trying to reach for positives here. They're not favored to lose by more than 2 possessions. Wait.
Well, maybe.
What? Wait. What?
I think there's a hook in there, right?
It's 15.5.
It's moved down to 15.5.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
At the beginning of the week,
it was 16.5,
which is more than 2 possessions. possessions.
2 2-point conversions can win this thing. Huh?
Yeah.
All right.
Or at least tie it. Hey, man, I'm grasping for anything positive right now. The spreads have been huge the last couple weeks. It's a 2-possession game, guys. I'm excited.
I'm surprised.
But wait, I'm confused. What do you want the Dolphins to do? Don't you want them to lose? Oh no, I do. I'm just trying to
You said that they may cover.
Yeah, I'm just saying the Dolphins are not expected to lose by 3 touchdowns.
I'm excited about this Dolphins season for the wrong reasons. I know that you're excited because they could tank and they could get a number, whatever. I'm excited because the further this goes, the way that it's going, the cheaper the tickets will get if I want to go to a Dolphins game. And I like a good deal. So, if I can get on the lower deck for $15, I may pounce on that and go to a Dolphins game. But not in September or October. It's too
No. I was thinking the same thing, and I saw this thing going around the internet. It tricked me. It's obviously not real. It was you can get 2 lower bowl tickets and call a play for $75.
not a bad deal.
I was like, wow.
That's not real.
That was real.
Spider 2Y banana?
Honestly, though.
What would you call?
Oh, man.
You gotta call Spider 2Y banana, right?
Old Faithful, I'm a Madden guy, and I feel like I would just call a screen.
A screen? HB screen?
Halfback screen?
To call a play, you call a screen.
Have you ever called a screen in Madden?
Yeah,
Those things are gold.
You gotta do it right, though. You gotta wait for the offensive line to kind of go off to the other side.
Yeah.
Then you're kind of scrambling around for a second. Then you toss it to him, and then there's an open lane. I like the wide receiver screen better.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. That works too. But there's nothing better than when that running back screen comes out clean, and you run for days, man. For days. With all these blockers ahead of you, there's no one on that side.
So I got a story about me being bougie, okay?
Oh, here we go.
And it has to do with Dolphin games. So I had a buddy of mine that worked at a certain shipping company that's very well known, that had somebody that worked at that shipping company that also worked. I don't know of any shipping companies now that you're talking about this.
I think you do.
I don't know. You whispered it to me, but I still don't know what we're talking about.
I mean, there's a ton
of shipping. Put your mic on. Oh, I thought you were talking boat shipping. No, in the port of Miami. I'm like, I don't know any company that ship boats.
Like getting packages.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah. No, I thought we were talking about shipping. Ships.
Shipping. MSC.
Popular shipping. Package companies. Yeah. So he also parcel companies, exactly. Parcel delivery services. He also worked at the 72 Club as a admitter of people at Dolphin Stadium.
So this guy has range.
So this guy's taking care of business. He admits packages and he admits people. He does both. So the 72 Club, if you don't know what that is the lower bowl inside the stadium club, basically, that Roy, you kind of made a noise when I said 72 Club, so I imagine you know what that is. Yeah. It's basically all you can eat, all you can drink, where all the rich and famous people go when they go to Dolphin games, when they used to go to Dolphin games, right? So this was circa. What was the Monday night game that they played against the Giants that Odell Beckham ran 79 yards for a touchdown, just past everybody? I want to say it was 2014, 15, 16 in there. Sure. And I got in for free, so we would buy a cheap game ticket on the top deck, and our buddy would give us the wristband in the bathroom. We'd put them on, go down to the 72 Club, and then just drink and eat all night. And then you get field access, so you just walk onto the field behind the players. So we'd be standing there, and it'd be Cameron Wake towards Achilles that year. Cameron Wake passing by us, from me to you, in his walking boot. So the problem with games now that I can't go is because since I don't have 72 Club access, I've been ruined forever on watching the games in the stands. So when you have all-you-can-eat